What's up, everybody? It's Joey. For those who don't know, most people know me by Snow Rock. So tonight, I wanted to talk about when I left Donovan. So I spent 8.5 years incarcerated at Donovan State Prison. I I left because of a riot that happened between the skinheads, and you know what I'm saying. It was crazy because the administration sent another white Crip to the yard, and he was a young dude, hasn't made a name for himself, nothing like that. And they sent him to the yard and put him on the yard with me, thinking, oh well, Snow's over there, so you know what I'm saying, he can be over there too. So when he came, it was crazy because I didn't know nothing. We were going to Chow, and today we were coming off modified program. So we were on lockdown, and we were going to come off after Chow. So it's Chow time, and one building at a time, you walk to the Chow hall and get your tray. You know what I'm saying? Come out, go back to the building. So they do it one building at two buildings at a time, and you know what I'm saying. That way they get it done. And during this time, it was just my building, and I'm in the Amity building, the drug program building. So I'm walking to Chow. When I get in the Chow hall, that's when I find out. And the homie's like, "Man, hey, cut." Ooh. So he comes over and holler at me. You know what I mean? But he's just getting out the hole. He wants to smoke. He just wants to smoke, and he ain't got a light for a cigarette. So I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna eat. So I'm eating, and next thing you know what I'm saying, I turn around, look, see where this white boy is at, and he's walking out of the chow hall, and he's like surrounded by, the skinheads. I jump up. I know what's going down, so I immediately rush over to the area. When I get over there, I get into the crowd of the skinheads, and I'm trying to get to the shot caller. I know the shot caller in the building. You know what I mean? He buys from me. Loyal customer. But no, all jokes aside, so I'm trying to get to him to let him know, what I'm saying, I see his people acting funny, looking funny. If they got a problem one on one, anybody, I'm saying, line them up. That's the get down. You know what I mean? You ain't doing nothing else. So line them up. If one of your people got a problem, line them up. If you got the problem, you can line it up. So that's the way I was. And these people know me. I've been in prison for, at this time, it was like over a decade. I'm on the downhill slope of a 12-year term, but I did 3 years before that and was only out for 7 months. So this is all I've known my whole adult life is prison and violence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that'll get somebody's attention. So the whole situation, I was trying to get to where the shot caller is so I can holler at him. And then I hear somebody say, do it, do it. And I look to see where he's at, and he's over there with one of the homies getting a life with a cigarette, and the dude runs up and hits him, and I think he's hitting the neck, right? So I'm thinking he's down. Immediately now I'm in range of the shot caller. I tee off on this dude, right? I break his jaw in three places, and they said his teeth right here in the middle were wiggling around in his jaw because it was broke on both sides. They had to send him out to the street hospital to get his jaw wired shut. But no, that wasn't the end of it. You know what I mean? Because when I hit him, because I caught him, you know what I'm saying? It was another one right next to him. You know what I'm saying? Tall one. He got two-pieced, and he fell. But then I get surrounded. I don't know how many it was, but they was upside my head. And I'm talking about, I'm getting hit from all angles. I'm trying to fight it off, but you know what I'm saying? I go down. I get back up. I'm fighting, trying to fight them off. You know what I mean? Because I'm surrounded. But, you know what I'm saying? I get knocked down again. So now I get up. This is the third time. When I get up this time, I grab the hole of somebody's jacket, one of the white boys' jacket. I grab the side of his jacket to pull myself up. But now I know where he's at. And I give it to him. When I give it to him, I get out of the crowd and I get a, you know what I'm saying, stand up, you know what I'm saying, and get my bearings a little bit before the crowd comes back. Because the word was, you know what I'm saying, there was 8 of them around me. And like I say, you know what I'm saying, I knocked out the shot caller, broke his jaw. I knocked out the other one with a two-piece. And then there was somebody else, you know what I'm saying, who was busted open. I don't know, they had a, you know what I'm saying. And that was, you know what I'm saying, that was my 8. But now there was the other, it was the other white Crip. I thought he got stabbed, right? He only had a red mark on his neck. It didn't even break the skin. All this, You know what I mean? But I thought he was down. So he was fighting on the other side of the table with two of the other homies, the homie Smoke Goat and Crip Stick, Big Crip Stick. So, we all go to the hole. It's like 16 skinheads and you know what I'm saying, four Crips. Well, three. Because the dude, the white Crip didn't even last. He folded up the next, the next step after that. But because of that riot, a lot of people were telling, and I had a lot of stuff going on. I'd been there a long time, and they wanted me out of there, because I am a threat. This is what they put on the paperwork. I'm a threat to the safety and security of the institution because by being white and in the cell housing with blacks, running with Crips, I am, setting the place up for a racial incident. So a lot of times this was their way of just sweeping me on to somebody else. Because some prisons they didn't want to deal with it. Oh, you're out of here. No. Chino. As soon as I got to Chino, no. You're out of here. Okay. So they sent me from there. I was supposed to go to Chino, level 2, and they sent me to Chuckawalla. Okay. I went to Chuckawalla. Got into some shit. But so I'm leaving Donovan now because of this riot. So I've been in the hole for a while, and now they're shipping me to California Men's Colony in San Luis Obispo. So, I didn't want to go because there was a rumor that this place was like a PC joint. I don't know. The situation, I got there and I'm thinking, man, look, I just got a year and a half left. I just want to, get the hell up out of here. It's been a long 12 years. So I don't want to do no more extra time, but I got extra time for this riot. But I can get that back if I stay clean for 6 months. But when I get to the new prison, CMC, I get there and then I get into another riot. Look, folks, I didn't start it. I was trying to be good. I'm doing my damnedest. Look, if anybody knows, if anybody's done time, you know what it's like. You're getting short, you know what I mean? I got a year and a half left. I got 18 months left. I got so many days left. It's, you think about that every day. Every day. So, I'm thinking about getting out and, that's all. I just want to get the hell up out of here and get this over with. So they send me to this prison, and I didn't want to go, but you have no choice. You go where they send you. So I'm just trying to do my time, get the hell up out of here, and they send me to CMC. I get to CMC, and it's some bullshit. You know what I mean? Because it was over something stupid. You know what I mean? I was cool. I was good. I was there. I was there for a couple months. I got a job. I was in the kitchen. I was a cook. I was, hooking up. That was one of my hustles. Like I say, I'm always going to try and find a hustle to get, some bread. But at the time, I had a little money put aside. I had a runner. I had I had a lot going on. All that got messed up because of the riot at Donovan. So funds stopped coming in. So now it's like, okay, I got to get somewhere else where I can get something going. So I got this female who comes and brings me the sack, you know. So I, turn that sack into money, send it to her. Or, when she comes to visit, sometimes I'll give her straight cash. It depends on what, how people want to pay for their party favors. But that's the way it was, like I said, I was a hustler, so that gives me power, you know what I mean? But when I get there, I don't know the situation. I don't know how the visiting is. I don't know how to get anything in. I don't know. There's always ways. You just got to find the right people, grease the right wheel, and find a crack in the wall. There's always a way. Like I say, one time in prison, literally, I sent in a half-pound of marijuana and got it shipped in the mail, vacuum sealed. It was, wrapped up tight, but sent straight into the mail. It can't be done no more, the situation has to be just right, and it's a lot. But like I say, I'm a hustler, and it's always somebody else, trying to make a buck. So you just got to find the right wheel. So I get to CMC, And it's not, I don't like it. It's, you know what I'm saying, the cells are tiny, tiny, tiny. And I'm a big guy. So it's hard enough, you know what I mean? You know, being in a regular size cell, these cells are half the size because you got a bunk on one side and then you got another bunk, you know what I'm saying, you know, right here that folds down off the wall. When you make your bed, you fold it up, hook the chain up, and it stays up like that so you can walk back and forth. That's the only way you can walk back and forth. It's crazy. I was not happy. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, you know, I wasn't happy and little, you know what I'm saying, you know, but like I say, you make do with what you make do with. But so I got there and then there was another crip on the yard and he got into some stuff and it led to, you know what I'm saying, you know, another riot and it was because, you know what I'm saying, you know, the Bloods decided they were gonna discipline a crip. Where they do that at? So anyway, I mean, you know, the Bloods jumped on the other crip on the yard, three deep. You know, went up in the cell, boo bopped the boy with a can of tuna, and busted him all upside the head. So you know, here I come. You know what I'm saying? I get off work. You know, I done made some burritos. So I made one for my homie. You know, so you know, I go up. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, as soon as I come out the kitchen, his celly's like, yeah, man, them dudes jumped your homeboy. What? Who? You know what I'm saying? You know, and how does this happen? Because he's his celly. Now I tried to get him to move down on the second floor in the cell with me, but him and his celly were in good. It was, you know what I'm saying, he said the dude was straight and the dude was solid. But come to find out, you know what I'm saying, no, he wasn't if he lets three other, you know what I'm saying, Damus come up into his cell to beat up his celly when they say, oh, this is a Dago thing. Now, I don't give a damn what this is. I don't know no Crip, let no three Bloods go up in, you know what I'm saying, you know, and boo bop a Crip. I don't care where you from. If you a Crip, you ain't allowing that. I don't know where they do this at. But you know what I'm saying, you know, the person who did it, you know who you are. Anyway, so he tells me, oh man, they went up in there and jumped your homeboy. I'm like, what? So I go, you know what I'm saying, find out if he's okay, you know what I'm saying, you know, he's lumped up, you know what I mean? They had a can of tuna in the sock. The boy got ooh-wee knots all over his head. He got a hole in his mouth right here where his tooth came through where the can of tuna cut him, you know what I'm saying? So he's leaking. So he got the toilet paper and he's dabbing his lip like this. Because when I come up there and I'm checking on him, he's mad. He's trying to, you know what I'm saying? He got a cup and he's boiling baby oil. He got a stinger in the baby oil. He's boiling the baby oil. I'm like, man, look, you can't come outside. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm supposed to go outside and deal with this. You can't come outside. Anybody comes back on the tier, you deal with them. All three of them are on his tier. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, you should see him again. I go out to the yard. I'm not a talker. You know what I mean? You know, this is unacceptable in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Bloods don't discipline Crips. I had already told the Bloods if there was a problem with the dude, I would deal with him if there was any more problems. If he started any more shit. They were following because the LA Damus had the sack. So the LA Damus were, you know what I'm saying, you know, pushing them to get this dude because they had an issue. It's a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, you know, prison politics and BS. But anyway, you know what I'm saying, you know, so I go out there and I go out to the biggest dude, they shot caller, you know what I'm saying, I just tee off on him, you know what I mean, you know, and I catch him, you know, he was talking to a Mexican and he wasn't knowing. And he took it, you know what I mean, you know, he went down, he was up against a fence and I was on him, and then the cripple Mike came up, hit me in the back of the head and ran off. And he got a bad wheel, so he can't, you know what I'm saying, he can't run, so I'm walking after him. And you know what I'm saying, you know, here come two other ones, and now they acting like the three of them, they gonna jump me. So okay, y'all want to play like that? I'm gonna go get me an equalizer. I'm gonna go give me a burner. I don't have one right now, you know what I'm saying, but I'm gonna go get one. So I go, you know what I'm saying, you know, holler at my celly, you know what I mean, you know, and then now they do inline. This is where you get to go into the building for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You go into your cell, get whatever you need, and they lock everybody up. Then you get to come back outside if you choose to. It's just inline, but it only lasts for a few minutes. But now on the inline, my boy who got his who's leaking, done put a beanie on and covered up the lumps on his head, and he done came out to the yard. So he came out to the yard on the inline. So when everybody's going in, he's sneaking out. You're not supposed to, but it's possible. So he sneaks out. So I'm over there, you know what I'm saying, and the Bloods are over there. It's 4 of them and me. It's 2 more of them in the building. They're going to come out once the outline happens. So if we wait around, it's going to be 6 against 2. Odds are getting worse. Let's go now and get him. You know what I mean? You know, so when he comes over, you know what I mean? You know, he's dabbing himself because he's bleeding still. So he's dabbing himself and he's like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, cuz we ain't got time. They right there, you know what I'm saying? You get these 2, I get these 2. He said, but that one always carries a knife. I'm like, okay, you take these 2, I'll take these 2. And we went over there and we rushed all 4 of them and put it down. My 2, I dropped one and then whooped on the other one. He ran off. And then, you know what I'm saying, the other one would hit me in the back of the head and run off. I'm boo-popping him. He knocked out one of them and then was, you know what I'm saying, getting get back for that canned good that was bouncing off his head. He get caught up. The female CO see him and hit him with the hot sauce. Push the alarm. The other cops come over and they hit him with 4 cans of hot sauce. He wouldn't stop whooping on the dude. He was trying to get some get back from that canned good. So anyway, you know what I mean, you know, I'm sitting over in the cut, but now, you know what I'm saying, I got a scrape on my face. I got a, you know what I'm saying, a little thing on my arm, and on my hand right here. I got a little scrape. The dude had like a little nail melted into an ink pen, and you know what I'm saying, he scratched me a few times, you know. But they had ran off. I came back to help him, seen he had knocked one out and was done on was handling the other one. So when the female, you know what I'm saying, hit the button, I just get down. I don't realize my blue shirt is ripped on the shoulder. So when they see my shirt is ripped, because it's 3 blacks, so they think it's, you know what I mean, you know, all black. But then, you know what I'm saying, the police see my shirt ripped and they see I'm like, we got one, he's been stabbed. So, you know what I mean, you know, it's nothing big. My boy is trying to look over at me, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, and I'm trying to tell him I'm good, don't worry about it, I'm good. So we go to the hole, you know what I'm saying, we get to the hole, the police know everything. The police took us in the office, and everybody else, we were last. You know what I'm saying? You know, they took the Bloods in first. And then, you know what I'm saying, you know, they got this dude up in there. And then they went and got the other 2 because somebody told on them. But they went up in there and they told me exactly what happened from before I got off work, everything. And I don't know how they know, but this was not a prison for people holding their water. So anyway, I mean, you know, this messes up my time. Now I got to eat the time. I'm not going to be able to get the time back because I didn't stay out of trouble long enough. So now I got, you know what I'm saying, you know, I think it was like 6 extra months. Oh, well, you know what I'm saying, you know, time goes on, you know, I go from there, you know what I'm saying, I sit in the hole, and then they keep me in the hole. And then they transfer me to Soledad. All the Bloods go back to the yard. How does that? I don't know. Wait a minute. But it is what it is. You know, they were programming. That was their yard. They can have it. So that was some years ago, you know, and I'm glad it's over. I'm out here living now, folks. Hit that subscribe, hit the like, hit the share. I got another one coming at you.
Prison days are over, now it's time for a new start. The streets are different.